So, hey everyone, what's going on? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little video for you, a little transfer news update for the latest Manchester United goings on. We'll give you the rundown today with all the latest goings on at Manchester United. Hope you're good today. Sorry for the slight delay. We're starting the stream here, guys. I had to reset my router. It decided to shut the bed just as I needed to get things set up and get going. So forgive me for being a few minutes late, but we're here, guys. How are you all doing today? Thank you, everyone that's been waiting patiently. Philip Chapman, what's going on? Lynette Giggs, how you doing there? Vincent Bullock's in the house. What's happening? Dean M, Tala, Spenglord Vivo, Asha Katana, what's good, mate? Good luck in your GCSEs there, Asha Katana, my son. Mickey Kramer as well. How are you doing, bud? Thank you for the sue. Hey, Gareth Ward Stevens, what's going on? Hey, thanks for joining us on your lunch break there, bro. And also, Dan Tay's got in here at work as well. Still here before you, lad. Get a move on, even though he's at work. Hey, look, it's my router's fault, mate. TJS97, what's going on, lad? Flabby G, Sassid, Hyper Edits, Bernard Fortune, and all the rest of the legends as well out there watching. Thank you very much for joining us. Do us a favour at the start of this new show. Smash that like button on it. Give it a thumbs up. Share it around on all the social medias. And get yourself subscribed so you can get in the live chat with the legends and have your say throughout. We're going to be dipping in and out the chat as we do and seeing what you guys think about all the different topics we're discussing. Hey there, Mikey. What's going on, Bernard? Dono O'Neill's in here as well. Hello, mate. Yeah, we're going to cover all the latest news. Don't you worry about that. So let's just get into the latest goings on in regards to Erik Ten Hag. This man's coming in to be starting work on Monday, it's understood, guys. Officially, obviously, like, from a point of view of actually being officially taking the reins. So this is a sort of update we've got here really from the MEM, which is that Ten Hag will officially start work as United's next manager on Monday. And he will be at Selhurst Park in a watching brief only, no input on team or tactics. And that's further backed up there as well by Simon Stone from the BBC, who says that Erik Ten Hag will be at the Manchester United game against Crystal Palace on Sunday, but will have no involvement or anything with team selection or overseeing things. So it's going to be left down solely to Ralph Frank to finish his job. And then, of course, Erik Ten Hag's going to come in and start afresh once the season is finished. But what's going on at the moment is he is in England at this moment in time discussing different situations, such as getting things set up and finished with Mitchell van der Gaag, who's going to come in and join him as his assistant. And also just to meet United, United briefs and basically be briefed about United and just the current situation, obviously, when they could be starting. What's the situation with the transfer? Just all these sorts of things he's been working on the last couple of days. Recruitment, I'm sure they've been talking about which players they want to get rid of as well, which we're going to get into in a moment. But certainly in terms of a transfer list and who we've got available as to who we could come in, we've got some more information on that. We're going to get into that in a little bit. But just to confirm, yeah, Erik Ten Hag is in the UK. He will be in attendance, of course, at Crystal Palace on Sunday, and he will have no input whatsoever on team selection or anything like that. But yeah, the Ten Hag era is set to begin on Monday, my friends, officially. Come on, Sue! Get in there! Can't wait for this, to be honest, because it's been a dreary gash season, guys, and his style of play that he obviously has played and shown over at Ajax, it's very much what I would like Manchester United to play. Is an attacking style where we're scoring a lot more than the opposition and we're being on the front foot and we're playing attractive attacking football. That's what it's all about to me. So, look, it's not going to happen overnight, United, but give him a bit of time. Hopefully this man will start about a new era at United of attacking football. That's the dream. That's the dream. Right, so we've got a short list at Manchester United, guys, of players that's understood that Erik Ten Hag would like to sign. You can see many of them are on the thumbnail here today. And we've got, Anthony, of course, over at Ajax, along with Jurrien Timber. These guys are definitely on the list of being realistic signings for Manchester United this summer, and definitely players that Erik Ten Hag is looking to bring in at this moment. So those are the two most likely players to join us from Ajax, and some of the most likely to sign for us this summer transfer window in general. So we are expected to get a lot of these, players signed up, because we've got a lot of players outgoing this summer. So, we're expecting some busy transfer window, but from Manchester United, but we've got to obviously hope that we can just go and get these guys from Ajax. Anthony would leave them without a player in that position. Jurrien Timber, it seems they're resigned to losing him. They have had other outgoings this summer as well. Mazraoui, their right back, was was shipped off to the German league as well, and it looks like a Gravenberch is going that way too. So they've definitely got a lot of departures this summer. Are they going to be prepared to just sell us all of their players? Probably not. So we can only hope for one or two, I think. Jurrien Timber and Anthony seem like those most likely players that are going to be coming in. So very positive stuff on that regard, and we're just waiting for more information on when the offers are going to be coming in. Of course, the season's about to end. There's going to be thick and fast business happening for when the window opens. So we should see some big movements with Jurrien Timber and also Anthony over the next coming days. Jurrien Timber will be available for a reasonable amount of money. Some reports say 30 million, even 20 million. Some reports say that Anthony, you may have to pay around about 50 million pounds for this guy. That's a significant amount of money from your transfer kitty, but it depends on who you're going to sell, who you're going to bring in other positions. Can you get a cheeky little free transfer signing? Such as Christian Eriksen. Thomas Frank gave a little update on Eriksen earlier, actually. And he just was quoted as saying that, I'm convinced we have a chance to keep Eriksen. The fans will build a statue of him outside the stadium in 2 or 3 years. So, Thomas Frank doing everything he can to suggest that Brentford hold him in the highest regards. I'm sure they do. Look, he's in terms of like Brentford as a football club. Christian Eriksen is kind of a bit of a star, He's a star for his country, and he's been a star in the Premier League for many years for Spurs, even in Serie A as well. So this guy is a big, high-profile name player, and it's kind of a surprise, really, that he went to Brentford, but I guess there just wasn't that many offers on the table because of his health condition or his health situation. And so because of that, there wasn't a flood of offers coming in. But I think he's proven over the last few months he can still do the business. So just an update there from Thomas Frank. They want to keep hold of him, of course, because they know what a good player he is. Man United have got Jesse Lingard and Juan Mata outgoing, and a lot of other players, Paul Pogba as well. We need some more reinforcements there. So Christian Eriksen's the one for me. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you would like to see Christian signed as a free transfer. Makes sense, doesn't it, guys? He's a good player. He's got great set pieces, great free kicks, great creator. He's not going to necessarily beat out Bruno Fernandes for the starting spot, but he will be in contention, and he's a versatile player, So it'll be a good signing, I think. Dante agrees. Nice one, yeah. And he's only 30. Okay, he has got a pacemaker or whatever he's got going on there, my son. But his performances speak for themselves over the last few months for Brentford. He's been creating a lot of chances for them, so it would be a good signing, I think, and it would just free up the potential for us to go and sign other players because he's not a lot of money to bring in. So that makes a bit of sense, guys, for me. But there you go. Christian Eriksen, Brentford are convinced they can keep hold of him, but he's on the shortlist for Manchester United also because he's free and he's a good player. So you've got Jurrien Timber, who's definitely a much-needed centre-back signing. We are shot in the bed in that area. We have the human slab. We've got Victor Lindelof. We need to get rid of a lot of these players. Phil Jones, Eric Bailly, these sorts of guys need to go. And we've got a bit of an update, actually, guys, in regards to Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Eric Bailly. And just a little bit of information coming out as well. Fab tweeted a little while ago, just gave some information that United are prepared to let Eric Bailly and Aaron Wan-Bissaka leave this summer. It depends on proposals, but both have chances to leave the club as expected. So, these guys, yeah, get rid of them, mate. As much as I liked Aaron Wan-Bissaka over the last couple of years under Ollie, I think you can see that he's not a modern player, not modern wing back, getting forward, creating chances, scoring goals, like you kind of have to be these days. Certainly creating a lot of chances, he doesn't do that. He might be a good one-on-one defender, which he absolutely is. But, it's just that's not enough these days, really. It's not enough. And certainly if you're Erik Ten Hag and you want to play a certain style with lots of, overlapping wing backs and players who can play total football, etc., then maybe he's not the right sort of guy to go with. But he is worth a bit of money. So he can generate cash in order to then spend on other players for Erik Ten Hag. So that's probably what he's looking at. It seems like these early discussions surrounding Ten Hag and his transfer strategy at United over the last few days, it seems like obviously there's been a few players that have been earmarked as, can you try and float this guy around on the transfer window as soon as possible so we can sell him, get him out of the squad and generate some cash. And looks like maybe Aaron Wan-Bissaka is one of those guys. So it kind of makes sense because we've got certain players in those areas that are not quite good enough. We probably do have to strengthen that area anyway. We've got a couple of youngsters who could maybe come through there. And if you want to play a more attacking style, I'm not so sure if Wan-Bissaka's got the ability going forward. I rate Wan-Bissaka, I do, as an all-round defender. In the game of defending, he's the best defender we've got in those wide positions. He's the best defender we've got in the game of defending. But it's not enough in this modern era, I don't think, especially if you want to actually play with an attacking style. So there you go. For me, yeah, it's probably end of the road for these two guys, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Eric Bailly. I'm sorry to say, but his knees are made of wet paper. Like, he is definitely injury prone. He's constantly in and out of the team. He is a good defender as well. It's like, I like Eric Bailly. I think when he's played in the past, a lot of the time, he's always given full-blooded performances, maybe even too full-blooded sometimes. You know, he's a committed individual. He always gives it his all, but, you know, he's in and out the side too much. And when you've got a player like Rafael Varane who's in and out the side too much, you just can't have too many of those players. You've got to have that consistency. He's never going to give you consistency. Eric Bailly is a good player, but he's worth money as well. If he can be sold to generate cash and use that money elsewhere and save the money off the books for his wages, then so be it, my friends. You know what I mean? Hashtag Bailly out. And hashtag Aaron Wan-Bissaka out or Wan-Bissaka in. Let's have a little vote in the live chat, actually, guys, on Wan-Bissaka first. We'll do this for both of them. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, in or out? What's your thoughts on him? Does he have a place? I mean, he's still young as well. That's the thing. He's a good, solid... I can't fault his performances under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, really. Yeah, sometimes he had a dodgy game. He was more often than not one of our consistent performers. So I can't really fault him under Wan-Bissaka. Sorry, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But it's just... since then, and you've seen the frailties in his attacking game exposed. But he is a good defender, guys. He is a good player, and he's young. So I'm sort of torn on it, because it's not like he's one of the most deserving players to leave. When I think of players at United who deserve to be sacked off out the door quicker because of their poor performances, Wan-Bissaka's not that high up the list, in all fairness, in my opinion. You've got a lot of players who are much worse. Wan-Bissaka out, says Mickey Kramer. Keep the spider, says Primot. Wan-Bissaka out, says Neil Driscoll. How you doing there, Neil Driscoll, you don? Asher Katana says Aaron Wan-Bissaka in. Aaron Wan-Bissaka in backup right back, says Mercato. Nice. Okay, well, if you're not going to sell Wan-Bissaka, then surely you've got to sell Diogo Dalot. There's interest from Roma, understandably, but you know, surely you've got to sell one of those guys, because they're both not quite good enough. They're both okay. You know, they're good, but none of them are great. It's just not a good enough set of players, I don't think, for that right hand side of the defence. But we'll have to wait and see what goes on with Wan-Bissaka, guys, and what goes on with Eric Bailly. It is understood, just to let you know, about Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that Crystal Palace are sniffing around, that they're interested in bringing him back, either on some sort of a loan deal for the season next year, or maybe a £35 million transfer if they want to stump up the cash. He was, of course, a Crystal Palace youngster player, came through right from a young age there. So, look, they may well want to take him back there. So it's just an opportunity, if Erik Ten Hag sees it fit that he doesn't want to play with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, it's an opportunity for him to get somebody off the books and recoup some of the cash that we spent on him. We did spend £50 million on this guy, and then use that cash to go and sign, you know, Anthony or somebody. That's pretty much what I think Ten Hag's reasoning is, if this is all legit, that, you know, they're looking to maybe get rid of Wan-Bissaka and Bailly. So we'll have to wait and see, guys. But I do think that Anthony... And we can't get Anthony, we can't get Timber, we can't get Darwin Núñez, you can't get De Jong. You can't get all of these players if you don't sell a bunch of your players at Manchester United that we've got already. So yeah, we should have a big kitty, but we're going to need towards 200 million, I think, to sign all the players that we need in this transfer window. And Christian Eriksen too, and, you know, one or two others maybe. Like, we've got a lot of problem areas in the team, so you are going to have to sell a few players, and there's a lot of players that could go in that defence alone. I mean, definitely Phil No Bones Jones has had it at United, hasn't he, guys? He's a clapped-out mini Metro of a player these days. You know, no disrespect to him, but it's time for him to go down the scrapyard. And then, you know, if you look around the rest of the defence, Slabby Maguire, and I don't even want to get onto this fucking Easter Island head Slabby breeze block of a man again. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of talking about Harry Maguire at Manchester United. I just want him out, guys. But either way, he's not up to it. Just because we paid 80 mil for him and he plays for England doesn't make him good enough to be a United player. So I would like to see him sold. Don't think it's going to happen. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Very unrealistic to think it will. Because firstly, he's kind of gashed, so nobody wants him. Secondly, he's on quite a lot of money at Manchester United. So are you going to be stupid enough to match that sort of money if you're Leicester or Newcastle or something like that? Maybe, but maybe not. Also, in another area of the team, area of the club, you know, you've got the owners and the board. Do they want to really be seen to lose out so much money on a player that they paid 80 million for? There's an ego thing that comes in. I don't know. They might just stick with him just because he's a homegrown player. He plays for England. He's a big name. they might just stick with him. I think they will, actually. So I hope that Ten Hag has the freedoms and the power to try and sell him. And I really hope that he doesn't want him in the club, because if you look at the way Ten Hag maybe want to play with a high line and, you know, an attacking style, Harry Maguire's the type of guy to leave you exposed. He's a low block Burnley player at best. You know, he would be right at home holding hands with Sean Dyche in a team or something. But me personally, I don't think he's good enough to play in an attacking, you know, like balls to the wall, high up team. Now, I could be wrong there, but he's not got the pace. So when you get caught on the break, he's shagged at the back. Hey there, Dutch Christ, what's going on, man? He says, Aaron Wan-Bissaka stands for average with ball. Sell, ideally, says Dutch Christ. Well, fair enough, mate. I mean, yeah, he is pretty average with the ball. It has to be said, his strengths are definitely in the defensive department. He's not a, you know, he's not an attacking player. He's not a skillful, elegant player on the ball. You know, he's not got the attacking abilities like a Trent Alexander-Arnold or something like that. He's just a defender. Maguire out before we think of buy outs, as Lynette Giggs. I love that comment there, Lynette. Thank you very much. So yeah, buy out, Maguire out, Phil Jones out. These three, I think, should all be sent out of Manchester United because they are not good enough. I think what will happen, though, is we'll probably try and sell Phil Jones. We'll probably get rid of Eric Bailly. Even if we have to terminate Phil Jones's contract, you know, just cut the loss now. But I think we'll probably do that, and then we'll probably end up keeping hold of Harry Maguire. That's just my opinion. Hopefully he strips him of the captaincy, though, and gives it to someone else. But I think he might give Harry a chance as a squad player. We do need to sign somebody else. Timber, you know, is a great option for us because he's got pace. He's a good, strong player. You know, he's young. He's only 20. So he's going to be hungry, I think, to make his name and make a mark at Manchester United, whereas Harry Maguire just seems incapable of doing so. He's tried for 2 years, you know, last couple of seasons at the club, and he's been absolutely gastastic. So, yeah. Right, okay, so lots of reports that a couple of players are on, you know, on Ten Hag's, hit list of players who will be going out of this football club very, very soon. Eric Bailly is one of them to be expected to leave. There were talks of him leaving since January anyway. He went off to the Africa Cup of Nations. He came back, and Ralph Rangnick refused to play the guy. I don't think he's really been too happy. He's kind of been mistreated, I think, a little bit, Eric Bailly. I'm going to be honest, by Ralph Rangnick, because Bailly's deserved to play a lot of the games. He has had injuries, and he's not been available most of the time, but he's deserved to play a lot of these games more so than the likes of Slappy Maguire or a lot of the other players. So, yeah, definitely think that he's been done dirty a little bit at the end by Rangnick here. But either way, he's just not lived up to it over the years. It's time for Bailly to go. He needs a new club anyway. So there's talks of him going to Italy. There's maybe, you know, links to other clubs as well. But I think he will be wanted, so he could generate a little bit of cash. Hey there, Luke Rogers. How you doing? Steve Buckley, Night Whisper. Everyone, thanks for getting your thoughts and opinions in. We always do a big Q&A at the end of the stream as well, but do have your say. We'll dip in and out the show a little bit beforehand. Hey, Mark Harris is in here. What's going on, you legend? I hope you're all doing good. Do us a favor, guys. We've got 110 of you legends. Smash that like on the video. Let's get 110 likes and get your thoughts involved with the live chat legends here. Right then, so we've got a short list at Manchester United of players coming in now. We talked about some of the players going out. There's still other players that could go out as well, such as Martial. He could go out and maybe generate some cash, I suppose. We might see one or two other surprises. Harry Maguire to Newcastle would be a dream. Also, before I get onto the short list of players that Ten Hag has for players coming in, let's talk about this. So Dean Henderson is looking like he could be very close to joining Newcastle United, actually. So different reports coming out suggesting that Newcastle believe they will close the deal with Manchester United for Dean Henderson, and that you know, they're quite close to completing the deal. So yeah, they're basically on the verge of signing in. Manchester Evening News report that it looks like Newcastle will be the destination, and the deal is described in the report as being 99% done. So we'll have to wait and see if he actually does go, but that's pretty clear that Manchester United are looking to get rid of Dean Henderson. He has struggled to make an impact in the team. He's struggled to compete with David De Gea. David De Gea has just been so good for us this season. Dean Henderson's not really had a look in. It's difficult for him. He's got to go away and play somewhere if he wants to have any sort of a career other than being a backup. So he's eager to leave. Man United need money. We are paying this guy 120k a week, I think it is, to be a backup goalie. Preposterous amounts of money, really. He's good. He's a good goalkeeper, though. Like, if we didn't have De Gea, yeah, we'd be going with Dean Henderson. We'd probably be feeling all right. He'd be developing and progressing. Still only in his mid-20s, mid to late 20s. So he's, You know, he's a good player. He's a good goalkeeper. He's a good sweeper keeper. He's a good distributor. Some would say definitely better than David De Gea in those departments. But as far as goalkeepers goes, De Gea is the one for me. So yeah, Dean Henderson can be sold. Generate cash. If you can get 40 million for this guy, which is some of the figures that are being reported around, then that money could be used to strengthen another area team massively, in all fairness. That's enough for a good top player. That's enough for a Tielemans or something like that. But even if you don't get that amount of money, you can still put the money that you've saved on his wages and put the money that you've generated towards signing other players. So, yeah, sorry to say, guys, let's have a little vote on Dean Henderson, though. Dean in or Dean out? Let me know what you guys are saying. My thoughts are, yeah, it's definitely out because he doesn't play. He's on big money, and we can generate cash and sign another player with him. And we just need a backup goalkeeper, really. You know, we've got backup goalkeepers at the club. We've got several backup goalkeepers at the club. As long as De Gea is staying fit and is still available in here, unless Ten Hag wants to go with a different style and different type of player, then I say we just stick with him. Hey, thank you, Queen of the Stone Age Freak 89, for subscribing to the channel. Nice one, mate. Appreciate that. Dean out, says Neil Driscoll. Out, says God in Control. Out, says Lynette Giggs. You think Henderson will be sold for 18 to 28 million, says Twitch Zero. Yeah, I think 40 million is way too much for Dean Henderson as well. He is a homegrown English player, and he is a good goalkeeper, and he will be good for whichever club he goes to, certainly a club like Newcastle. Homegrown, you know, you've got to pay a bit of a premium. But yeah, 40 million is too much. I think we could squeeze 30 million out of them, though. I really do. 30 million quid in the back pocket to be able to use to sign other players. That's what we should be trying to get for the guy. Dean out now, says Mikey. Dean in, says Jay Razor. Dean out, says Mickey Kramer. Sergio Romero did nothing wrong, says Chief Fruman. Yeah, oh, don't even get me started on Sergio Romero, man. That guy was treated so dirty by Man United in the end. He was brilliant for us. What a great backup, yeah. The big guy says, get the F out. Rushmano, what's going on, mate? He says, I like Henderson, but his fee is needed back in the rebuild. Yeah, that's it. He's one of these players that is just a little bit surplus. You're talking about over at Barcelona, for instance, their setup, which we're going to get into in a little bit more about that, but their setup where they're trying to sign Lewandowski, they're trying to sign other players, and they want to strengthen their overall team, and they want to score a lot of goals. And, well, they're looking around the dressing room going, who can generate cash? Who's worth a bit of money? And they're looking at somebody like De Jong, and they're thinking, well, yeah, I mean, if we absolutely have to sell somebody to generate cash and help the finances out, then, well, he's one of those players that could maybe go by the wayside. And this situation for United is even more that case, because Dean Henderson never plays. It's not like he's like De Jong where he actually plays. He doesn't even ever play. It's easy to make the decision if you're Erik Ten Hag, I think, or if you're Man United in general, just to get rid of this guy, because, yeah, he's an asset. He's just basically, he's actually just sucking 120k out the club every single week because he never plays anyway. So you might as well let him go. See you later on, Hendo. Thanks for the memories, of which there's about 6. But it's not really his fault, you know. He's just had David De Gea here. He's clearly a good goalkeeper. Whenever we've seen him play, most of the time, he's been pretty damn good. What's up there, Primot? What's up there, Mets Gaming? What's going on, guys? Johnny M as well. Welcome in, bud. The special one. Yeah, Primot stressed out like crazy. Oh, you're moving to another province. Oh, Primot, well, good luck with the move, my son. Yeah, and that is, I bet that is stressful. Thank you, Rushmano. He says, smash a like for the pig. Help us compete with the clickbait wankers and the corporation melts by smashing that like button, guys, if you like this independent news. And also hit the share button, share it around on socials, smash that subscribe button as well, and get yourselves in the chat. Right, okay, so Dean Henderson's just struggling to get in the United team. He's surplus to requirements here at Manchester United, really. We don't need him. They're going to sell him. They're going to get the money for him. And they're going to use that money to be able to, you know, buy, hopefully, a good player. Somebody like Darwin Núñez would be nice, but we'll have to wait and see. Just on Barcelona then, guys, let's get into Barcelona and De Jong and the latest with that setup. So just a little bit of information. Before we get into that, actually, look at this, guys. So Manchester United have signed up a new contract here for Charlie Savage. He's put pen to paper on a new deal, new contract extension, guys. So Charlie Savage, let's get a cheeky little sue in the live chat there for Charlie. You know what I'm saying, guys? Get in there. Mr. Savage hopefully has a good future in the game. You know, yeah, hopefully has a good future in the game, better than his dad's. Let's hope so. But there you go, guys. Let's get a sue in the chat there for Charlie Savage. Charlie Savage. French international. I'm just joking. But anyway. Okay, so So, yeah, that's good news, guys. Let's have a look at this then. So we got some quotes from Mike Verway, who just says that Anthony, Jurriën Timber, and Frankie de Jong are all on the table, but not everything will be feasible in regards to Man United signing all of these players. Anthony and Timber are much more realistic, I think, than de Jong. De Jong's kind of like 50-50 at the moment, really, isn't it? It depends a lot on what Barcelona do. We understand that if Barcelona sign Lewandowski, they may well be looking to get rid of somebody like de Jong. But if that doesn't happen, or they can justify it elsewhere, they can raise the funds elsewhere, and then there's still ways that this can fall down. Nothing too much has changed on the de Jong situation. We haven't heard anything much more in regards to, his own personal thoughts are. It's understood that he still would need Champions League football, but it's also understood that Erik Ten Hag is very desperate to try and get this guy to the club because, of course, their history working together. He knows what top player is. He wants to play a certain way, and he thinks that de Jong can deliver that certain style of play for him. So he's trying his best to try and convince this guy to come. That was what he'll be doing over the next few days, coming weeks as well, trying to sign these players, trying to convince these players to come to United where we don't have Champions League football. There's players that will be linked with other teams. We're on about if we don't get de Jong, where we've got the likes of Ruben Neves or Tielemans and these players that we could sign. But can we, though? Because if another top Champions League club comes in for those players, then it just decreases the likeliness that we'll be able to bring them in, I think. So that's the only concern I've got, is that we've got to sign these players quick. We've got to not mess around. We don't want to let any other clubs start sniffing around any of these players. There should be, if you think about it, you would think there'd be a host of top clubs who would perhaps be interested in taking Frankie de Jong if the price was right. Not just Manchester United, you would think anyway. But maybe the Ten Hag factor makes it more likely to come to us. But Bayern Munich, they're looking for a midfielder. Manchester City, they're looking for a midfielder. You'd think there'd be another bunch of other clubs who do have Champions League football that would be sniffing around him also. But it does just seem like it's Manchester United at this moment in time, although he is speculatively linked to other teams as well. But de Jong, let's have a little vote on de Jong, guys. So what's holding it up at the moment as well is not just Lewandowski, but also we need to try and get down this figure that they're wanting. So we've had initial discussions, and it's reported basically that they're asking for a lot of money, somewhere around about 65-70 million pounds. So 80 million euros is what they're sort of looking to recoup for this guy, and that's too much money for United, really, if we're looking to strengthen all areas of our team. So we're going to try and get this guy, but it's got to be for the right price. I don't think anybody wants to pay any more than 60 million pounds for this guy. If you look at what sort of budget we'll have, depends who we sell, but that's sort of where we're at, really. We want to try and drive this down as much as possible, get it down to a reasonable figure, and that's if they're prepared to sell because of the Lewandowski situation. It's also if de Jong's prepared to come because of the no Champions League football situation. But let's just ask the live chat, what do you value this man at in terms of what Man United should pay for him? We're working with what's considered to be like a limited budget this summer, guys. Probably got 100 million to splash, no worries, no problems, but everything else other than that's going to have to be generated, I think, from selling players. So, yeah, let's see what you guys are saying. Scott Hutchinson says 60 million. Tricky situation we're in for sure, says Chris Koo. They know we got the doll, says Night Whisper. Hey, Alex, what's going on, mate? Hope you're good, pal. He says 50 to 60 million max. Yeah, I think you're right as well. 60, no more than 60 mil. 50 million would be lovely. Any news on Timber? His agent, Forza Sports Group CEO, posted on Insta. Deal closing time, says GTL Red. Oh, very, very nice. Well, the Timber one is the most likely to happen the quickest because he's the one that's available for a cheap amount. He's the one that's desperate to come to play at Manchester United as well. Ten Hag's desperate to come and get him from Ajax because he's a youngster. We had quotes from Ten Hag the other day that said that there would be other players, other teams sniffing around Jurriën Timber, but that he was, basically Ajax, resigned to the fact that they would be losing him. United are definitely in for Jurriën Timber, so it's just a matter of time there, really. You're seeing other clubs announce deals, so it's just a matter of time before Manchester United do step this up, do try and get this over the line, and also other clubs starting to do business as well to announce things as soon as the window opens. Dean Henderson to Newcastle looks like quite an advanced stage at this point, and also it does seem like, out of all the players that would be coming into United, Jurriën Timber's the one that can happen the quickest. Everyone else, like de Jong, that's going to take a bit more time, I think. I don't think that's going to be a quick transfer. And even Anthony, because of the extra money that's involved, because of exploring all different options that you've got to explore with different signings and different transfers and different budgets, it takes a little bit of time. But we're hoping that United can get business done early. So it wouldn't surprise me if you see Man United getting deals wrapped up in the coming days, guys. We have to. We've got to get these guys in. That's why Ten Hag's working early. That's why he's already begun work and is discussing this transfer strategy and all the rest of it and trying to get us a head start this summer. So, yeah, we should see lots of signings over the next couple of weeks. It's exciting times, guys. It is exciting times because we're going to see new players come in. It's a new breath of fresh air that's going to be breathed into United this summer. Ajax players are fit, though, says Night Whisper. You are 50 mil, realistically, says Chris Koo. Hey, nice one, Rush Bonner. We got 68 likes. That's only one away from 69, dudes. Yeah, smash the... Thank you very much, Jay Razor says smash the like button. That's right, Alex. Sky currently reporting Ten Hag doesn't want Wan-Bissaka. We're looking to loan him out of an option to buy. Yeah, we discussed that a little bit earlier on in the vid, actually, but I'll just put that up on the screen for anybody who's just coming in now. But basically, United are prepared. It's understood United are prepared to let Eric Bailly and Wan-Bissaka go. We're looking to generate cash, obviously. Wan-Bissaka's worth about 35 mil. Crystal Palace are interested, maybe one or two others. So if Erik Ten Hag doesn't want to keep him, if he's sort of already assessed it, which he probably has already discussed with Manchester United's, recruitment team, etc., in regards to who we should perhaps look to sell and who we should look to keep and who we should look to buy. All of these things will have been discussed. So if he's already said, hey, Wan-Bissaka is a good player, but he's not my type of player. I want somebody who could go forward and, play and create and all that sort of stuff. Then let's look to sell him. Let's look to get some cash in the kitty. That it seems like that discussion's already happened behind the scenes. So we don't know that for a fact, but reports are coming out that, yeah, Ten Hag's looking to sell Bailly, Wan-Bissaka and get rid of some of these players. So it makes sense. We do need to get rid of some of these players. Phil Jones, Harry Maguire, Tony Martial, all these players can be sold to generate good cash. So I'm looking for us to do that this summer. That's another thing we've got to work on and move quickly on. Hopefully Henderson to Newcastle in the coming weeks is a go ahead as well, because that would generate us some good cash and get rid of some gash. Well, no, he's not a gash player, but he'll just get rid of some surplus player. But anyway, back onto De Jong, right, guys? So back onto De Jong. It seems like we're still trying, we're still discussing the possibility, we're still exploring the possibility of bringing him in. But because of Man United's limited budget, it depends if Barca want to play ball there. If they want too much money, we're just going to walk away from the deal, it seems. So Barcelona president Joan Laporta spoke to a Catalunya radio when questioned upon a possible summer exit for De Jong. And he just said, we will do what's best for the club. He said, if the economic levers that we want to activate come off, no player will leave for economic reasons. So, it does depend what they're trying to do behind the scenes as well. So if you listen to what they're saying there, what he says there, if the economic levers that we want to activate come off, no player will leave for economic reasons. So economic lever, well, what is that? Is that a loan from a bank or is that selling players? Look, I don't know. But he's just said no player's going to leave if we can get economic levers that they're working on. So whether they're looking for Beckham, they're looking for a loan, or they're just looking to sell other players. It seems like they're not exactly desperate to sell this guy. It does depend on what else they're trying to do in terms of business. But he says, I insist, let the sports management work. There are players who are quoted to have received offers in the sports area. Xavi and Matteo Alemany rule, and he ends up deciding the club's sports management. I will follow what the professionals of the club say. So, in terms of their president, Joan Laporta, those are pretty interesting words. So it depends on what Xavi wants. Xavi's understood to be a big fan of De Jong and is in no rush to get rid of this guy and sell him at all. So if it's from an economic standpoint where above them, they've made decisions that, hey, look, if you do want to sign these other guys, you have to sell a player. And he's just like, well, we have to do what we have to do. Then that might be the decision that Xavi makes. But other than absolutely having to, because they don't have the finances, Xavi is not wanting to get rid of De Jong. From things that he said, from quotes that he said that he wants to keep hold of him, but it depends on the economic, decisions upstairs. But Barcelona boss Xavi said this. He said, he's an important player for me, and he started every game except for a few due to rotations. But it depends on the economic situation. For me, Frankie could be one of the club legends. So there's a pretty strong words from Xavi in recent interviews where he was asked about the situation with De Jong. Pretty definitive. He clearly wants to keep hold of him. Just depends. He even said it himself, though, depends on the economic situation at Barcelona. So big possibility they have to sell, but big possibility they don't. So we have to wait and see, guys. That's only a maybe right now, the De Jong, if you ask me, guys. I'd say it's 50-50 because, yeah, there's too many things it can fall down on. Depends on Barca, depends on what they do. And it depends on if De Jong wants to come and play for Ten Hag's United. We don't have Champions League football. I mean, if you look at his statistics for Barcelona over the years, he scored 13 goals and registered 17 assists in 139 appearances for Barca. But that doesn't dictate any sort of what sort of player is. He's different sort of players, can be deeper, playmaking, creating, getting the play going, you know. So he's a different sort of player, a player that we're desperate for. Because the one guy we've got that can sort of do that for us is Matic, and he's going, and he's old anyway, and he's not at his best, and hasn't been for a while, but at least he can do that a bit. Everyone else is crap at that in our midfield. So we need somebody that can just get it from the back four, get us playing forward, and spray those balls and get us going, you know, a la Paul Scholes or someone. So very much interested in bringing this guy in as from our point of view, and with the Ten Hag link, makes a lot of sense. Okay, so but he's still got 4 years left on his contract at the Camp Nou, peeps. That's the big issue here. Transfer-wise, it's going to cost a lot of money because he's got a lot of time left on his deal. And he's believed to be keen to stay at Barcelona. Let's just make that perfectly clear. He doesn't want to leave Barcelona. It's not like he's desperate to leave. He's supposedly a little bit jaded at the moment. It's not been a great season, but, you know, like, he doesn't really want to leave Barca. He's always said that he's loved Barcelona. He would like to stay there for the rest of his career and stuff. So unless Xavi has to send him, unless Xavi has that chat with him and says, look, mate, you know, the end of the road is here, there, and he has to find a new club, then I don't think he's desperate to leave. But because of the Lewandowski situation, they might actually make him go. So also, Manchester City are interested in him. That's what the latest reports are anyway, that they're showing some sort of an interest in signing De Jong, preparing to sign a replacement for Fernandinho. So, you know, let's hope that he doesn't end up going to Manchester City if what he needs is Champions League football, and if what in fact does happen is Barcelona need to sell to get a new player in, then crikey, if I was Pep, I'd be interested in De Jong at City with Fernandinho leaving and just having a limitless amount of funds. Then again, if they're going to, you know, sign other players in other areas, they have spent a lot of money over the last couple of windows, so we'll see. But they've already got, you know, Haaland going in and stuff, so they're making strides as they always do. It has to be a big window for United. We do have to aim high with players like De Jong. Yeah, it's all well and good going for a youngster like Kamara, a free transfer like Eriksen, and players like this to bolster the squad. But we do have to make some key signings for big money, a big name, you know. Not all of them. I want most of them to be hungry players who are sort of ready to take the step up to United. But we do need just a couple of Rolls Royces as well, if you ask me. So definitely this guy would be one of those. Man City are corrupt, says Days Gone. Hey, you're telling me, mate. Talk about fucking bung merchants. Talk about signing kids up before they're allowed to. Talk about palming off managers with secret payments, mate. Talk about fucking making financial fair play rulings go away. Talk about fucking inflating sponsorship deals, etc., putting money through the club, effectively tantamount to money laundering, putting the funds from one fucking entity to another because you own them both. It's a disgrace and a nonsense. Roy Keane would be throwing punches at City if he could. I agree with you, mate. It's a disgrace. Don't even get me started on them. Let's get back into the transfer news. 184 legends. Drop a like and subscribe if you're new, guys. Have your say as well. Big Q&A at the end. Let me cover the news on De Jong, though. So City thought to have some interest in bringing this guy in. I'd expect there would be other teams interested in him if he was available for 60 million. That's just my opinion. He was suspended for Barcelona's La Liga clash with Getafe last weekend, but he's back in contention for a start against Villarreal on Sunday. So there you go. De Jong, there's the situation with him. We need to try and drive down and haggle the price. They're wanting a lot of money at the moment. It seems like somewhere £65 million. If United want to try and get this guy, we are going to have to spend, but we want to negotiate a little bit. It's going to take a couple of weeks, I think, at the very least, to try and even get this guy. And that's if he wants to come. That's if Barcelona are prepared to sell. But Ten Hag's hopeful at the moment. That's some reports we've got as well. Hopeful at the moment that he could bring in the fellow Dutchman. We've got limited budget, though. So there you go. There you go. But cash-strapped Barca are desperate to get some cash. So we could see the signing happen. Let's just ask the live chat then. In your own personal gut feeling, do Man United pull off the De Jong signing this summer? Do we sign De Jong this summer? What do you guys think? Yes or no? Oh, I mean, if I had to say yes or no, I would say it's a really tough one because I said I'm pretty much 50-50 on it. Like, there's areas it could fall down. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes because I think we do need him. I think Ten Hag's clearly the most interested in this midfielder. Well, there's other midfielders that we could easily go and get. People like Tielemans, people like Neves, but he doesn't. There's not really the links with those players at the moment. The links are seemingly with De Jong. The links are that we've discussed and we've explored the possibility. We know that Manchester United are interested in De Jong. We know that we've already had discussions and talks. We know that Ten Hag's interested. So because of those reasons, obviously, I think he's the one we're working on mainly for midfield. But there's still possibility he stays at Barca, guys. If it's more than 60 million, no, says Jack Kernock. Yes, says Rushmano. No, says Kofi Edmund. Yes, says G. Yes, says Days Gone. Yes, says Temper Priest. No, says Chief Schumann. Yes, says Mickey Kramer. Nay, says Chocolate Salty. Hey, fair play, guys. Well, a little bit mixed there. I kind of think that's the right sort of view to have, though, because it is 50-50, guys. There's a lot of ways it can fall down. I.e., he doesn't want to come because of Champions League football. Maybe another club comes in who does have Champions League football and signs him. Or maybe he just stays at Barcelona. So there's some things that can go wrong there. Right, okay, so De Jong's an exciting prospect. If not him, then we need to work on getting another midfielder in. But let me just discuss some of the other transfer news and speculative stories that we've got now. We've talked about some of the main, more realistic, well, I wouldn't say these ones are not realistic, but some of the main headlines that we've discussed in regards to Jurrien Timber, Anthony to United, and also De Jong. Those are ones that we're working on. Let's just talk about Darwin Núñez to give you an update on him. So we're talking about what Ten Hag's basically his transfer wish list is, his target, his shortlist. And it does seem like he's got 4 clear targets at this moment in time, or it certainly seems like it from the way that it's been discussed in terms of who we're looking at, what's progressing, etc. But yeah, so De Jong, Timber, Anthony, and Mr. Darwin Núñez. And the reason he's up there and he's being talked about as one of the main possible players to come in for him is because, well, we're desperate for a striker. Cavani's going, Greenwood's going to Wormwood, Scrubs maybe. We don't know what's going on there. And of course, we need a striker. Ronaldo's aging. He's only going to be here for another year or two at most. That's even up in the air if an offer comes in from a Champions League team. But Darwin Núñez, because of the situation with Benfica, they're willing to sell. So reports came out a couple of weeks ago that they wanted big money. Some silly reports came out that wanted 100 million and all the rest of it for this guy. But because of the situation changing, the other day it was reported that I think it was Fab reported it that they would be more prepared to take 51 million, somewhere in the region of 51 million pounds for him, which makes it much more palatable for United. If he's 100 million pounds, you can't justify it with what we need to do for the rest of the squad. But if you could get this guy for 60 million or 50 million, then he would be a very good striker. Uruguayan striker, 22 years of age, already capped and scoring goals for his country, but also had a ridiculously impressive season, scoring 34 goals in 41 appearances in all competitions for them, and seems like he would be a player that could translate well over to the Premier League. He's exciting. He scored 6 goals in the Champions League as well, for Benfica. So he's definitely a player that can do it on a high level. And if you look at the last couple of seasons for him in the statistics, he's just progressed very, very well. He's a creator as well as a scorer. So he's an exciting talent, guys. And there's a lot of other players that have been, a lot of other clubs that have been linked to him. So it's not just Man United. This is where we're going to have to stave off the interest from other clubs. Hey, thank you, Nate H, for your super chat there, mate. I appreciate that, brother. Get in there, my son. Thank you very much, Nate. Can we all just take a moment to get a cheeky little sue in the live chat there for Nate H? Thank you very much, bud. He says, we can't get rid of Slab because no one wants him. That is a bit of a problem, isn't it, with the human Slabby Maguire, Nator? I agree. Thank you, mate. There's your super chat there. Much love. Thank you very much for sending that in. Nate H says, we can't get rid of Slab because no one wants him. That's such a good point, Nate. You can't get rid of him because he's on big money and nobody in the right mind is going to pay good money for somebody who's had such a bad season. Then again, let's look at it from this point of view, though. Maguire is a homegrown England international who's played at the last 2 major tournaments and done well for England. He is a good player. He's a good player. He's not a great player. He's not good enough for Man United. He's not quick enough. He's a slow bloody yacht of a player. He's gastastic. He's a Renault Espace of a player. He's awful. So in my opinion, we definitely could do with getting rid of the man. And you're right, there won't be too many people queuing up. But what about one or two? I could see one or two teams who would just about maybe be able to justify it. He is in his prime. If you played a certain way, I could see him being, being a good player for a team like Newcastle or a team like Leicester City. These teams maybe have got the money to pay for him. He was at Leicester, so he's got that link there. I don't think either of them would want to go for him. No, I don't. But maybe, just maybe. But hey, good comment there, Nate H. Good comment, lad. Okay, right. Let's get back into what I was talking about, though, in regards to Darwin Núñez. So, Portuguese outlet Record recently claimed that United are one of the teams that are best positioned, of course, to bring in this guy. Other outlets have said we've taken a step further, claiming United are closer to a move. Fabrizio Romano basically said a little bit of an update, though, and said that Romano, he stated that Núñez will leave Benfica 100% this summer initially. But he said, however, any talk of United closing in on agreement is far from true at present. So, in terms of like how far we are away in that sort of a deal, it's not that far because there's other clubs that are interested. And also it's a lot of money you're talking about here. United and Ten Hag are going to explore all the possible options for forwards. There's other players that are linked to us as well in that position. But, so that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. I personally think that it will happen, or at least you should try and negotiate to sign him because he is a hot prospect, a great talent. And also there were reports that, Arsenal were maybe interested in him, but because of their faltering problems with the Champions League also, that might now be not the case because let's face it, if you were a footballer, the only reason you would go to a club like Arsenal Holland is if they did have Champions League football or for the money. Let's face it. Without that, they're a shite shell of a club. You know what I mean, guys? Mikel Arteta's shattered the bed over at Arsenal, mate. Let's be honest now, guys. Let's get the small violin out there for the Arsenal and Holland to come because they have shattered this season, guys. I mean, it's their worst season. Sorry, it's our worst season in the Premier League history, pretty much, in the Premier League era. And it's one of their best seasons in a good few years, and there's still basically nothing to choose between the two sides. So, hey, look, we can't brag. We can't say we're awesome right now. We're not. But it doesn't look like Arsenal are going to shart it out of the Champions League. So in terms of their ability to sign the top players as well, that's going to be in question. So Man United, though, might be able to get this guy in. It just depends on, what sort of business we do elsewhere as well and how much we could get this guy for if they want too much money. And also, again, like we were talking about with Jong and some other players, depends what other clubs want them. So he's continuously linked with us. So many different budget and different amounts have come out. So West Ham reportedly bid 45 million in January, and their bid was rejected by Benfica. They held up for a lot more money. His stock has continued to obviously get higher and rise since then. He's just scored more goals. He's like burst onto the scene on an international stage now. Like everyone's talking about Darwin Núñez. Just a year or two ago, not many people talked about Darwin Núñez, but all of a sudden, everyone's talking about Darwin Núñez. Romano added that Benfica will now seek around about 59 to 68 million this summer. So it's just some talks and so many different speculative reports coming out of the amount of money that could be spent on this guy. But if it was closer to 50, if it's closer to 60 million, then I could see United getting him. If it's much more than that, then I don't think United are going to end up with this guy. Yeah, that's it. We should try and get this guy. I mean, we don't want to miss out on another player who can end up going to another team. I'm getting sick and tired of Man United losing out on good players when we have the opportunities to sign them and go into other teams. It's one thing if you're in for a guy and he chooses a different team. That's happened to us and that's annoying, but it's not as annoying as not even going in for the guy. You think about your players such as Ruben Diaz, who we could have signed long before City, or players like Luis Diaz at Liverpool. You could have gone and signed him. Man United were linked to that guy previously. Julian Alvarez has gone to City. We didn't bother going to get him. There's so many different examples, and it pisses me off, guys, because we're missing out on these really good talents. Darwin Núñez is definitely one of these guys. There are other teams that are interested in him. If United want to sign him, let's do the business now. Let's get this guy wrapped up, This is what I mean. Yeah, we've got to be sensible with our budget and transfer and stuff. We do have to get these players in soon. But Darwin Núñez, let's have a little vote in the live chat. Let's just say he costs 65 million. Would you take Darwin Núñez at Manchester United for 65 million, guys? Yes or no? Let me know your thoughts and opinions, because it is a lot of money. We do have a lot of other areas of the team to strengthen, but we do need a quality striker. And at 22, he's somebody that will develop and get better and can do the business now for us, hopefully in the Prem, but in the future could be one of the best strikers around. Yeah, we didn't get Pepe. Pepe either, says Star Rage. Yeah, we just need clean up now and go again. Come on, the Red Army. Nice one, Night Whisper. Love that, bro. Templar Priest says yes. Yes, says Night Whisper. Star Rage says yes. Vincent says yes. Eunice says maybe 40 million. You're not going to get him for 40 million, I don't think, though, pal. I mean, it's understood that West Ham had an offer for 45 mil knocked back in Jan. Whether or not that's legit, I'm not too sure. But that's the thing, guys. I mean, they want more money than that. He is worth more money than that. The beauty of us going to sign a player from a different league, like the Portuguese league or the Dutch league, is that although they're good leagues and they've got teams that play in the Champions League, and some of these teams we're signing players from are in the Champions League, they don't have the same financial ability to keep all of these players, and there's a ceiling to their leagues, whereas there's no ceiling to the Premier League. It's the best league in the world. So, we can afford to bring him in. We can convince him. Darwin Núñez, they can only ask for so much money at Benfica as well because of this ceiling that there is. That's it. They can't price themselves on the market and say, oh, we want 100 million. The player's going to get jaded. He's going to get disinterested if he wants to leave. And, it's just like they kind of have to sell at some point. That's why you never see... I mean, this is big money we're talking about here, but, it's not like the hugest money because he's in the Portuguese league coming to the UK, not the other way, or not, going from one UK club to another, for instance. Okay, so Darwin Núñez could go to a host of different clubs. It depends on what he does, It depends on who he chooses. It depends on who goes in for him. If United were to put a bid in, I think we'd be well placed to bring him in. But equally, if a Champions League club went in for him also, he might want to choose to go there. There's some talks that maybe even PSG would be interested in going to get him. A move to Arsenal is now looking less likely because of the fact they don't have Champions League football. But there you go, guys. So Darwin Núñez could be on the list for Manchester United this summer as well. So that sort of completes the most 4 linked players transfer shortlist for Ten Hag right now. You've got Jurriën Timber, you've got De Jong, you've got Anthony, and you've got Darwin Núñez, players that we need to address in all of those key positions in the team. We also have a lot of other positions in the team we need to strengthen too, so maybe we'll get others in. Hey, we got another super chat. Thank you very much for another super chat from Mr. Nate H. Thank you, Nate H. You Don. He says, I'll call it pig. I'll call it pig. We'll have Núñez signed next week. Well, okay, pretty bold claim there from Nate H. I like that, mate. I like that. Guys, let's get a cheeky little sue in the chat there for Nate H. Thank you very much, boss. So he thinks we'll sign Darwin Núñez next week. I'll call it big. We'll have Núñez signed next week. I like your optimism, pal, but I personally don't share the same opinion. I think if we do get him, it'll be a little bit longer than that. But you're right in the sense that we're going to have to do this business as soon as this window opens and get a couple of players in. So there might be a little bit of a surprise, and it should be a nice, happy surprise, mate. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay, I like your style there. Maybe, Nate, we'll see. It wouldn't surprise me if United dawdle in this transfer window, though, because we know how we operate. But actually, what we need is to definitely get some quality players in right at the start of the window. Right, guys, so Juventus are eyeing Paul Pogba, the deal there. They're definitely trying to get that done. They've swooped in, they've put an offer on the table. There's even talks from Italy, Gazzetta dello Sport, reporting that Juve are interested in signing Jorginho from Chelsea. But it's understood Juve have tabled a 3-year contract offer worth around about £6.3 million per year, which is a little bit less than Pogba's looking for. Still expected that PSG will put a decent offer on the table for him, maybe 1 or 2 other clubs too. So just a little update there on Paul Pogba. Juventus are leading the chase in there, basically looking to swoop and sign him up as soon as possible. PSG looking to try and maybe bring him in. But hashtag Pogba out. See you later on. I'm not bothered, guys. That's it. Game over for Paul. That's it. Game over, mate. He's tried. Has he even tried? I don't know if he has even tried, but he's played here for 6 years and the time's come to an end. It's time to go. Right then. So a few more other stories we want to talk about. So some reports coming out that Manchester United have been offered Barcelona's Serginho Dest. So some reports say that Serginho Dest has been offered around to different clubs. 20 to 21-year-olds no plans to leave Camp Nou, but his future has come into question due to the lack of game time under Xavi. He's only started 6 games for Barca in 2022. With veteran right-back Dani Alves preferred on the right side of defence. So because of that, Serginho Dest, 21 years of age, is being linked to Manchester United. And as we talked about, Barca's situation where they might want to sell players. According to 90 Mins, Barcelona have told Dest that he's free to find a new club this summer, with representatives of the Catalan outfit holding talks with potential suitors, one of which is Manchester United. So, look, just another speculative story, but we're talking about getting rid of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, maybe. We're talking about getting rid of Dalot, maybe. Well, this is a young player as well that is being linked to Manchester United as possibly somebody who could come in to either be a loan player or maybe on a transfer. Think about what getting a player like that on loan could do there. That could be a good idea, because for this season, we could get cover over on the right side. Let's say you sell one of those two right backs out of Wan-Bissaka or Dalot to generate the cash. You get 35 mil from a Wan-Bissaka sale. Then you get a player on loan for a season. Well, it allows you to spend money in other areas of the team that you need to strengthen more, but it also gives you a little bit of a depth, a little bit of a backup anyway. But, you know, I'm not that bothered about it, guys. I don't think that's, you know, he's necessarily the answer. I wouldn't even mind seeing us promote one of the youngsters that we've got in the right back spots. There's a couple of good youngsters Man United have got we could easily give some opportunities to. But there you go, Sergio Dest has been reported as being offered around to different clubs due to the fact he's not played a lot this season under Xavi. But, you know, hopefully... Look, we just need to sign some players, don't we, guys? We got 109 likes. Thank you so much for the update there, Rushmano. Thank you every single one of you guys that's dropped a like on this video. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. Do smash that subscribe as well if you're new and have your say in the chat. I'm going to have a little Q&A at the end of this stream. Just got a couple more things to discuss before I get into the Q&A though. Also, it's understood that we're being linked to Lisandro Martinez as well. Ajax centre-back Lisandro Martinez with him to Old Trafford this summer. So, you know, another Dutch player we're linked, another Ajax player we're linked to. So I don't know about that, guys. I think that's a much lower down the list. This is why I'm talking about it at the end of this transfer news. Also, we got some speculative reports that Maguire and Rashford are set to stay at United this summer. We don't know that, of course, but after initial talks, Erik Ten Hag has allegedly already started sort of holding meetings, of course, with the club hierarchy and players and things like this, and having conversations and speaking to people and deciding who maybe we should get rid of and deciding who maybe we should bring in. And journalist Samuel Luckhurst said that Maguire and Rashford have both been linked with some exes, but according to the MEN, Samuel Luckhurst, the duo are set to remain at the club. Luckhurst suspects that the pair, alongside Scott McTominay, will remain at Old Trafford this summer. But you know, there's no guarantees there, is there? I personally think if an offer came in for any of these guys that was good enough, if Newcastle wanted to table a 40 mil offer for Maguire, we'd probably listen to it. You know, if a team wanted to go and get Scott McTominay for the right price, 25 mil or something, maybe they'd sell him. So I could see us still selling some of these guys, but it does look like they're not really high up on the list of players we're trying to get rid of. It seems like it's Aaron Wan-Bissaka. It seems like it's Eric Bailly, who we're more likely looking to try and get out of this football club. Right then, so also we are linked with Victor Osimhen as well. Some reports suggest that we've already made an approach over a big money move for Victor Osimhen at Napoli. But again, you know, it's a lot of money that's being talked about here. Different outlets saying somewhere in the region of 90 million. So it's not going to happen, guys. I really don't think we're going to get anyone for that sort of money. Also, Serie A speculative links as well to Milinkovic-Savic, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. United are understood to be in a three-way battle with a couple of other clubs to sign Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, Lazio midfielder, of course, 27 years of age, very good player, been linked with us for a number of years now. He's been in great form this season for Lazio, scored 11 goals, got 12 assists in 46 appearances in all competitions. He's got a couple of years left on his contract, though, in Rome and, in Rome. And there has been a host of speculation surrounding his future in recent weeks. Incoming Man United head coach Erik Ten Hag, though, is understood to have an interest in him. These are what's been reported from different outlets, guys, you know. So it's all speculation. Who knows? It depends, doesn't it? If we sign De Jong, maybe we could go. Maybe we wouldn't look at getting another midfielder. But if we can't sign De Jong, maybe we do move on to Milinkovic-Savic. We're talking about all the links. We might not be able to go and get our first choice. So maybe this guy's the second choice. Then maybe we go to Ruben Neves, or we don't know what Ten Hag's battle plan is, but we shall see, guys. It looks like he's linked to the club as well, quite heavily, Milinkovic-Savic. Okay, peeps, I'm going to get into the live chat in a minute, but first of all, before I do, I'm just going to give you a rundown very quickly of what's been discussed in this video so far. So Ten Hag is starting on Monday, guys, officially. He's going to begin work at Manchester United. He already is working, you know, and he's going to be at attendance at the Selhurst Park for the Crystal Palace game as well. But that's also backed up by Simon Stone of the BBC, who said that Ten Hag will be at the Palace game. but he will have no involvement at all in like team selection or overseeing the game at all. It's just going to be Ralf Rangnick overseeing things until then. So, you know, that's what's going to happen. And then Christian Eriksen is also being talked about at this moment in time as maybe being a target for Manchester United. Well, Thomas Frank just gave an update and said that I'm convinced we have a chance to keep Eriksen. The fans will build a statue of him outside the stadium in 2 or 3 years. Eriksen's too big of a player for Brentford, really. United need a player to replace the likes of Lingard and Mata. Let's go and get the deal done. Next up, we've also got Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Eric Bailly, understandably leaving this summer. It depends on, of course, the proposals, but both have chances to leave. Reports that Erik Ten Hag would not be too bothered to see either of these players go and would actually like to generate the cash before he's selling them. So we'll see, but that's big news that's come out about Wan-Bissaka. Also, Dean Henderson is very close to agreeing a deal with Newcastle. It's been reported as well, and United are looking to cash in there, get him off the books, generate 40 mil or somewhere in that region, 30 mil maybe, however much we can get, and get Dean Henderson sold to Newcastle. Eddie Howe's desperate to bring him in over there. So that's looking like that could be one of the first departures for Man United under Ten Hag, which is Dean Henderson to Newcastle United, guys. So a bit of an update there. And that's pretty much... Oh, yeah, Charlie Savage also signed a contract extension at Manchester United as well. Good news there. That's basically the latest news there, guys. Let me just check the update here. Matty Rushmano has sent me a little something over. What's this, my son? Okay, so Mike Phelan's future is said to be very uncertain at the club at the moment. So we know we're discussing getting Mitchell van der Gaag in, I should say, and also bringing in Steve McLaren. There's talks of that as well, etc. All this is expected to happen in the coming days. And obviously, Mitchell van der Gaag is in discussion with Ten Hag right now in England, in London. I think having meetings with United and briefs, etc. So that's going to happen. Mitchell van der Gaag's coming in as his assistant. Phelan's future is said to be very uncertain. So that's from the Telegraph. James Ducker reporting that Mike Phelan is said to be uncertain. I mean, look, it makes sense, doesn't it? Manchester United need to have a new era. Although Mike Phelan is all encompassing of Manchester United, he is Mr. Manchester United, and we should always respect Mike Phelan for being a legend of the club. Absolutely, definitely, he's a huge man of this football club. But at the same time, maybe it is time for a new era at United for the coaches, just a new approach, a new fresh style, yeah, it's nice to have a link there between the old way and the new way, but we just need a new way now. So yeah, I agree with what Dante said in here as well, lad. He says Phelan should move to an ambassador role. His time is up and no room for him. There you go. Spot on, mate. You're absolutely right. That's it. He's a great Manchester United man, but his time is up, mate. Like you've said, we need to move on with a new era, a new approach. Hey, Gungshi, what's going on, mate? Great to see you, bud. Thank you for joining us. What a legend. Hope you're good today. Over in Taiwan, my son. Where are you all watching from in the world, by the way? This is a truly global channel. Everyone, let us know where you're tuning in from. Shout out, represent your nation. Let us know where you're watching from. Okay, so also most of Ralf Rangnick's backroom staff are expected to leave. So, you know, his assistant they brought in, obviously, Chris Armas, that analyst that he brought in as well, or analyst, we might as well call him because it was bloody shite what happened. And psychologist Sasha Lenz. Sasha Lenz, as far as psychologists go, must be absolutely gash. I'm just kidding, but fucking hell. Hey, let's work with Marcus Rashford, see if we can get him back on track. You know what I mean? Turns out he just completely ruined him. I don't know, don't know what's going on there. But anyway, psychologist Sasha Lentz, Ewan Sharp, Chris Armas, all these guys. Minnesota, brilliant. All these guys that are that have been brought in by Rangnick to sort of help out and stuff as well. They're also going to be going to Somalia. Nice one, GTL Red. Shout out Somalia. Shout out Scotland, Daniel Son. Shout out Minnesota. Shout out to you in Canada there, Ryan. Just everyone, thank you. Shout out. We've got a lot of legends all over the gaff watching. Blackpool, says Templar Priest. Okay, also, we are waiting for clearance from the Football Association for a visa before confirming the appointment of Mitchell van der Gaag. So that's all basically more or less wrapped up, guys. We are just waiting for a little bit of, paperwork and some T's to be crossed and I's to be dotted, and then that's all going to be announced. So Mitchell van der Gaag coming in as Ten Hag's assistant. That's basically a formality, guys. That is done. Okay, then. That's great, guys. Let's get into the live chat. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Once again, drop that like on the video. Let's get 169 likes on the stream. Wellington, New Zealand. Nice one, Showmerful. Bristol in the house, says Mike Lee. France, says Kingslayer. Bonjour. So, everyone, thank you for joining us. Do have your say now. Let's have a bit of a Q&A. Drop a like on the video if you haven't done so. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new to this channel. Have your say. You only need to be subscribed for 1 minute to chat and have your opinion and get your comments read out. So do comment and have your thoughts in the chat. Get your thoughts in the chat. Also hit the subscribe, smash the bell icon so you get notifications for all these streams. And let's be having you then, my friends. Let's have a little refresh and see what's going on with the chat. You're in Tatooine, are you, mate? Star Wars reference. Nice. What is success next season, says Star Rage. Very good question. So success for me would be seeing the new Manchester United team take shape over the next season. What I mean by that is a new style, an attacking style, playing attacking football and giving some youngsters some opportunities and progressing the team. That's all I really want to see. So we're finishing where we're probably 6th, 7th, this season. It's an absolute gash season. Terrible, in fact. So we've had a nightmare. The only way is up, I think, from here. I hope, anyway. But still, though, I wouldn't really expect us to even necessarily challenge for anything or get into the top 4 necessarily, really. It's going to be hard. There's a lot of teams up there who are challenging for those top 4 spots. We're having a big, serious change of transition. At best, I think success would be a 4th place finish. Yeah, I think that'd be a very successful season. No trophies and 4th place. As depressing as that sounds, that's a real success under Ten Hag in his first year. We kind of have to be realistic with the expectations, don't we? And think, well, he needs time. I think that the way to go about it for him is to instill a new attacking style. That's going to win a lot of the fans over. Even if we're losing some games, I just want to see us play attacking football. I want to see us go for it. I want to see us go for the jugular in games. Like Liverpool do. That's what we should be emulating, as sad as it is to say. But the Scousers and Klopp go about it in the way that United should be going about it. That's how we should be going about it. So we want to be trying to approach that way of playing. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a long time to get the right personnel in to play the right way as well. Like Maguire's probably not cut out. Got to get rid of him and get your like Virgil van Dijk type player in that Klopp had to get in. You've got to get that type player. You've got to get a few players in over the next couple of windows, and you've got to get these gash players out. And then you've got to instill that philosophy, instill that playing style, get them playing attacking football. What I want to see him do is bring back United way, essentially, bringing this total football style, and then also see us going back to the United traditions of developing young talent. I'd like to see him develop a few of these youngsters in the team. Yeah, it's great for us to go out there and sign players, but we also have the ability to generate our own quality players. Why can't we bring players through? We saw the class of 92. We've seen the class of 22, the youngsters winning the FA Youth Cup. We've got great youngsters at this team. Let's develop them. He's got a great track record of doing that at Ajax, where he's had to do it because they sell a lot of players, and obviously it's difficult for him to keep hold of their stars, so they always have to bring players through. It's something that he's been very adept at, and that their system has shown to be one of the best in European football over the years. So he should bring a wealth of knowledge and the ability to do just that, which is bring a couple of youngsters through and develop them. So it's a huge job. It's a big rebuild. It's going to be so difficult for him. But I think success this season looks like 4th place, and we've developed and got an attacking style about us. Should United go above the 60 million asking price for Núñez, says Ryan vs. Lewis? Not much. Maybe a little bit, but not much. I think we do need him, though, to answer your question, though, Ryan. We definitely need him because we need a goal scorer. We need somebody who's going to be developing over the years and is a good enough quality player to come in and help us now, but also in the future, too. Big up there, Solo. What's going on, mate? Thank you for getting in. Big up yourself, man. How you doing? Zachary Xavier Nerain says, Bruno out, biggest, weakest crybaby ever, says Zachary Xavier Nerain. Are you sure about that, my friend? Are you sure you've never seen Neymar, dude? Anyway, Night Whisper says it is a big job, mate. Chris Koo comments, just signs of progress would be considered some sort of success. Like you say, you can't expect too much, as all that does is breed more unrest amongst everyone at the club. Got to take it step by step at the moment. Great shout, Chris Koo. Build and build. Yep, Klopp at Liverpool took several seasons before they're up to the point where they're challenging for Champions League finals and Premier League. Takes time to build, mate. Couldn't agree more. That's right, Solo. Ten Hag has a big job on his hands, doesn't he? Yeah, rebuild. He's got to get rid of all these gash players. He's got to sign. He's got to get the right staff in, of course. He's got to get the right players in. We've got to sign players. He's got to blood the youth players and trying to develop them. He's got to get players that are performing badly last season that are good assets that we're not going to sell to perform well again this season. People like Rashford, potentially, Varane, Maguire, or all these sorts of guys. Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has been a great player for United, but not really this season. He's been too inconsistent. His stats might be reasonable, but he's still been inconsistent for us and not good enough. So he's got to try and get these guys back on track. I think he'll be up to the task, but we don't know, do we? We've got to wait and see. It's a tough job for anyone, this. Yeah. Why are we not looking at Chouameni, says Prince Ucheg? Well, I think we are, but I think, again, it's kind of like Chouameni is being wanted by a lot of other top clubs, and we don't necessarily have the Champions League football to lure these guys in right now. It's sad at the moment, but that sadly is the case. Sir Ratcliffe Takeover says Templar Priest. I mean, speculative stuff. I would like to think we could sell, the Glazers would be up for selling Templar Priest, but it doesn't look like anytime soon. It's too much of a cash cow for them. If a big offer came in, though, everyone would cry with the best of them, says Tabo. Showmaful, why are you here if you don't support United, says OHB. Showmaful says, look at all these Brainless fans asking for a clear out. Yes, sell them all and retain Ronaldo, says Showmaful. I mean, Showmaful, yeah, what you on about, to be fair? I mean, Ronaldo is definitely somebody we should retain. Absolutely, the guy's an absolutely brilliant player for us. And, some people say, the style of play at United, the team had to play to a Ronaldo way, which might have been a coincidence as well why we played so gash. And it might be true to a degree. But also, no, he's one of the only players that actually performed and actually pulled his weight this season and won us games. Do you think too many Eredivisie players will be a mistake? Nah, I don't, Philip Chan. I don't think we'll get too many Eredivisie players anyway. We'll probably sign one or two at most. I think we could see Anthony and Timber coming, and that's it. I don't think we'll bring anybody else in from the Eredivisie, but 2 players from the Eredivisie, I don't think it will be a mistake, no. You do support United, but I don't support Ronaldo, says Showmaful. Okay then, fair enough. Well, why not? Why not? Why don't you support Ronaldo? Ronaldo's one of our best players this year. He's the greatest player of all time. And he's still managed to bang in, 26 goals in all competitions, like nearly 20 league goals for United this season in amongst a really shite team. So just don't understand any hate that anybody can have for Cristiano, because he's actually one of the players that plays to the standard of the badge. My thoughts on Martial, stay or go, says GTL Word. 100% go, mate. He's too inconsistent. Maybe Ten Hag could salvage him and save him. It's not over necessarily just yet for Martial, but didn't he get injured again the other day for Sevilla? It's like he's had such a nightmare loan spell over there. I think he's had like 3 injuries over there. Yeah, I'm not convinced. I say if you can sell him, but tell you what, it's not going to be easy to sell him. He's on big money, and nobody's going to come in for a big offer for Tony Martial, I don't think. So it's going to be tough to sell him. Yeah, anyway, never mind. Constant moaning, says Ian McCartney. Can we get Calvin Phillips if Leeds go down, says Prince? I don't think so, mate. No. Calvin Phillips is not coming to Manchester United at all. I really don't think so, guys. I mean, he's just a Leeds man, isn't he? He's born in Leeds. It might have happened in the past, but he's going to have to, it's going to affect his whole life, I think, if he did this. It wouldn't be a simple case of, he's got to put up with a bit of bounce. It's like he is definitely going to be targeted by certain Leeds fans, his family might have to move house, etc. I'm not even kidding. You can't be a turncoat and go and join Manchester United if you're a Leeds through and through. So I don't think that's going to happen. If Man City wanted to buy him, then I could see it happening. But that super strong rivalry with Man United is what's going to stop that happening. He will probably go elsewhere though, to a decent club. Yeah, big beefing in the chat. Melters. We don't get involved with that on air, mate. We're doing a news stream. Ryan Versler says, would you want Matip from Liverpool? He or Konate? The mods will deal with it. Will he be available next season? Most likely. No. We don't want a Liverpool scummer, my son. Konate, maybe before he went there. Some of these players before they went there, I would have taken Luis Diaz and happily. But we didn't go for them. And these guys have gone elsewhere, and now they're other players. Now they're a Liverpool player. So no. Right. Okay, by the way, just off topic, guys, very quickly, but Billy Sharp, it's disgusting. He was headbutted randomly by a scummer fan, end of the Nottingham Forest Sheffield United game, of course, and he was attacked, and he was headbutted, man. He was knocked to the ground, required stitches to his lip. So Forest season ticket holder Robert Biggs, 30, pleaded guilty to assault, and he was jailed for 24 weeks. Get in there, my son. Piss off to prison, you scummer. You know what I mean? And a 10-year banning football order. I know it's not United related, but I'm sure a lot of you people saw that. It was pretty horrible, and I'm glad that justice has been served. He's actually got a prison sentence, because all too often people just get off with these sorts of things. But the prosecutor, Marianne Connolly, said the attack, was completely horrible, of course. But she did say that because of the targeted act of aggression, and even if it wasn't premeditated, etc., the gravity of defense, and that thousands of people saw it, then they're basically going to make a show out of him as a deterrent, basically, So good news, that guy's been jailed for 24 weeks. Fuck that guy. Meet Bubba in jail, said something Flying Pig. Yeah, there's no excuse for that. And just the way he's done it, if you're gonna have it out with somebody, you can't just go and hunt somebody down at their work, by the way, like he's done there. But if you're gonna have it out with someone, at least go man to man. Don't fucking come in sideways with a blind sucker punch headbutt. I mean, that guy's a scumbag, mate. An absolute scumbag. Whoever that guy is. He's a fucking scummer. But anyway, he's been prisoned. So yeah, get in there. Get in there, my son. Was it claiming mental health? No, you know what he claimed? Get this, guys. This is what he claimed. He claimed that he was on his way down the tunnel and was sprinting, as had his head down, and didn't see that Billy Sharp was in his way and just went through him like that, accidentally, even though he was just trying to run to the tunnel. What a fucking awful defense that head guy. It looks like he makes a complete fucking beeline for him, because he does. And he just sticks one on him, mate. That was his defense. That was his defense, guys. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. I know, what a stupid defense. Unbelievable. But there you go. That's life, guys. That's life for you. Absolute BS. Let me see if I can get the quotes here. Okay. So the defense solicitor said that a quantity of alcohol, he consumed a quantity of alcohol. He said that he says that in effect he got carried away in the moment. So this is what Miss Gowan, his defense solicitor, said. He got carried away in the moment, as did a number of people. His sole intention was to get to the tunnel. He remembers running towards the players, but to the left of Billy Sharp, looking at the crowd, and then running straight into somebody. He accepts that he collided with the right side of the player's cheek. It's not targeted on the player, What a fucking, what a load of shit. I mean, got carried away trying to run into the tunnel. Ended up fucking headbutting somebody to the ground, mate. I've never heard it before. What a fucking ridiculous. Anyway, he got 24 weeks, guys. We're not talking about that scum anymore, but just wanted to mention it. Yeah, man. Yeah. Melters make me want food, says Rajak. Like grilled cheeses. Yeah, I'm bloody hungry as well. I'm going to have a cheeky sausage roll. Absolutely, sub to Flying Pig United. Snorlax uses headbutt. Better defence than United's, though, says Tante. Any news on Lema? No more news on Lema. No more news on Mukele. A couple of players that are linked to United as being available for quite cheap. Hopefully some coming out about them soon, though, GTL Red. But nothing at the moment. Do nothing more than what we discussed a few days ago anyway. You tagged you in something on Twitter. Okay, Lucas, let's go and have a little look at this. Oh, yeah, lovely stuff. Yeah, so Jurian Timber's agency posted a picture, deal closing time, Forza Sports Group. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you very much for, yeah, somebody mentioned that earlier on in the live chat as well. Might have been you. But, yeah, nice one, mate. So, like I said, Jurian Timber's situation is he's looking like he's probably going to be the first signing for Man United under Ten Hag. That deal is not going to be slow because he's not available. It's not a huge amount of money, and we all know he's available. And when Ten Hag wants him, and he wants Ten Hag, and it's a formality, mate, really. So yeah, great stuff. Deal closing hopefully on Jurian Timber soon enough, guys. We'll give you the latest if there's any more, official updates or anyone from any big journos or anything like that in regards to Timber over the coming hours and days. Okay, I'm just going to answer a couple more questions then, dudes, and then we'll wrap this puppy up. But thank you, everyone, for joining once again. Yeah, that's it. Rajat says, good idea. Let's get Nduka and Kostic of Frankfurt. Now they have blooded in that winning mentality, says Rajat Malaysia. Hey, fair one. Do you think we can still get FDJ, says Prince Uchegwa? Frankie de Jong, yes, I do, but it's kind of 50-50. It depends on what Barca are looking to do with Lua and some of their other signings, and if they can rebalance finances. And Xavi seems pretty keen to keep hold of him, and he doesn't necessarily want to go to a club that doesn't have Champions League football, but we do have Ten Hag. So there's so many different factors in the air in play there, man. It really does depend. Premot says the Futinator, yeah, that's more like it. Hang on, so Shomafor says Timber is 2018 Upper Meccano. These FIFA prospects rarely are the real thing. Show before. I can see why everyone's saying you're talking crap in the live chat now, mate. It does seem like you're just trying to say stuff just to be annoying. But in all fairness, look, Timber is definitely he's definitely going to take a bit of time to adapt to the Premier League. I think that's fair to say. He's a 20-year-old lad who's only played in the Eredivisie. It's different. But I think if you see what Ten Hag sees in him, pace, power, you know, he's young, he's hungry. He's had a very good season. He's played a lot of games for Ajax this season. He's worked with Ten Hag. If Ten Hag knows him and loves him and thinks that he will develop into a beast and thinks he will help Manchester United, then that's what we should trust in. It's not really about, you know, are these prospects the real thing? It's like he thinks he is. If he wants to put his faith in him, he'll bring him in and we should get behind it. Lima for 20 million is a no-brainer. Get him fast, says Kingslayer. I agree with you as well, pal, definitely. Chris Gusso, so did De Jong go to Barca from Ajax? Sorry, I'm not up on these things. Been away. He did, mate. Yeah, he went to Barca from Ajax for around about, I think it was 80 million euros they paid for him. Maybe even a little bit more. They paid quite a lot for him. When was it? 4 years ago? 5 years ago? 2017? Somewhere around there. Hamza Patel said, when do you think Timber will be announced for Man United? Will we do what City did with Haaland? That way we get him now, and when the transfer window opens, he'll already be in the club. Yes, I think so. I think that's how it's going to work, Hamza Patel, mate. Definitely think that in regards to Timber, at least, I don't know with other players because they might take a bit longer and you know what United are like, but definitely in regards to Timber, I think he will be announced before the window is open and you know, and come in straight away. That's what I think. Don't know that, but that's what I think. Also, we got reports coming out that Phil Jones is set to leave Manchester United. Andy Mitten reporting. Yep, we've discussed that earlier as well. Lots of players hopefully leaving this summer. Bailly, Bailly, Jones, Dean Henderson, etc. A bunch of them too. De Jong 60-40 says Rajat. Nice one. Also, Newcastle United have revealed a stance on Dean Henderson, but that article is not loading for me right now. But there you go. Let's see if I can get that going again. Nice. Okay. So Newcastle United have revealed a stance. There's been movement in the goalkeeper department at Newcastle amid talk of a move to Man United. So as we discussed earlier on, guys, fantastic good news because we can generate cash by getting this guy out the club. My thoughts on Paul Mitchell. What's holding him from coming in? Hey, Prince Uchego. Well, he seems to be a good coach. He's obviously worked with Ten Hag. They've got a great attacking style, great defensive style as well. That's it. Like, people don't talk enough about that. But look at the goals they conceded. It's nothing. So organisationally, I think he'll be good. Look, I don't know much about him other than what he's done and worked under Ten Hag. But what's holding it up is just basically paperwork, my friend. That's it. It's going to take him a little bit of time to be granted the correct visa. So we're waiting for clearance from the Football Association and a visa before confirming the appointment of Mitchell van der Gaag. So that's all that's holding it up, mate. It's done. It's a formality, but it's just that there's a visa and some paperwork holding it up at this moment in time. But it will be announced pretty soon. Still can't believe some people wanted to drop De Gea for Hendo. Me neither, GTL Red. I can't believe it. Guys, we're going to wrap this video up right there. We've been on here a long time. I've just seen the time. It's 4:36. So we're going to wrap it up there. We don't like these to be longer than a game of football. So thank you very much for tuning in. There's the latest United news. Do us a massive favour, though, if you enjoy these shows and want to see more of them. Show your support by dropping a like on the video. Share it around. Subscribe if you're new. Have your say after these videos are finished as well. You can come back and get your thoughts in the not live comments section. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest United's going on as always. So please do, come and have your say regularly if you like the community here. We've got a great set of legends who tune in every single video, and we have a bit of bants and we share each other's opinions on this beautiful football club, this beautiful game. Thank you very much, Primot. There's the latest report. Thank you, Chief Shrewman, Night Whisper, Star Rage, Sub 2, Flying Pig as well, GTL, Templar Priest, Kingslayer, Prince Uchegwa, Chris Goo, Mickey Kramer, Night Whisper, Gunshi, Rajat Valencia, Mr. Rushmano. Thank you all the moderators. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you feather that like button before you leave. Okay, Vincent, nice one. Probably, pretty sure I've covered it all. But okay, Vincent, I'll have a look in a bit. Star Rage, Rajat Valencia, Luke Rogers, Chris, Night Whisper, everyone, that's it from me. Do drop a like before you go. Do hit that subscribe on the channel if you're new. Keep a lookout for updates later as well. If anything does come out in regards to Jury and Timber or any new breaking Manchester United news, we'll give you the latest updates and the lowdown. Thanks for watching, guys. Come back once it's finished. Get in the not live comments. Come back after and have your say. And I'll see you on the next one. Also, follow us up on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Links in the description. Cheers, Boomhauer, Vutinator as well, you legend, and everyone else as well. Have a great day. That's it for the United news update for this afternoon. We'll keep up to date with what's coming, but it does seem like exciting times ahead. United should be getting some business done for when the window opens, and we should also be getting some business done for players leaving. It seems like Henderson's on the way out. So get in there, my son. A new exciting era has begun. Ten Hag officially starts work on Monday. He's already working behind the scenes. Let's be having you. Let's end with some hashtag ETHs and some love hearts. Catch you later, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here. See.